It's too easy to say no. Back in the 60s, Jimmy Ellison and his brother installed coin laundry machines in the apartment buildings my father and grandfather built all over Miami Beach. Years later, I ran into Jimmy in the grocery store on a Sunday afternoon. "What are you doing later?" he asked. "My band's got a gig at John Martin's pub tonight." "Oh, I've always wanted to see you guys play. Maybe I'll join you." "Great. We're on from 8 to midnight. Come on down. I'll buy you a beer." "You know, I live on the way. Why don't you just pick me up?" I could, but you probably don't want that. I've got to get there about an hour early to set up, and it takes us at least another hour to break all our equipment down afterward. If you come with me, you're stuck there for the whole night. "Oh, that's okay. Come on by around 6:30 and I'll go with you." Around 6 o'clock, my phone rang. It was Jimmy. I was sure he was calling to cancel. "I'm just confirming you're coming to get me," he said. "I'll see you in a bit." When I got to his house, his wife, Janet, asked me in. "Jimmy's in the kitchen," she said, pointing down the hall. I was sure he would tell me he was tired and he'd changed his mind, but instead, he was dressed and ready to go. He kissed Janet goodbye, and off we went. The evening was fun, the gig was great, and the breakdown was easy. When we returned to Jimmy's house, he thanked me for an enjoyable night, and I told him I was happy and surprised he came along. "I was sure you were going to cancel," I said. "I figured you'd tell me it was too late, you were too tired, you had to be up early for work the next day, or something like that." "I was," he said. "I thought of all those excuses and some more to boot. But then I remembered something your grandfather told me years ago, and I decided to go." It's too easy to say no. Since that night, I've tried to incorporate my grandfather's mantra into my life. I think about it most of the time I'm invited to do something that requires extra effort. Should I run another marathon? Oh, that'll take a lot of training, but it is too easy to say no. Should I write another book? Ah, that's a full year of work. But again, it's too easy to say no. Should I take a third speaking gig across the country in the same week? That'll be an awful lot of time in the air. But remember, it's too easy to say no. The funny thing is, after I've convinced myself to go the extra mile and actually do whatever I was concerned about, good things usually happen. And whatever misgivings I had before the action are almost always forgotten. Reminding yourself that it's too easy to say no is a great way to enhance your life by doing something you'll probably enjoy doing anyway. And if you don't, at least you'll know why you gave it a shot. Last week, my friend and one of the best keynote speakers I have ever seen, Mark Scherenbrock, was kind enough to put on a masterclass for our Florida Speakers Association chapter. After he flew home to Minneapolis, Mark sent me this gracious note. "Thank you, Bruce. We really enjoyed the group. Anytime you ask, the answer is always yes. Cheers." I guess Mark also knows it's too easy to say no.